Hi friends, Dirk Eichhorst here again. Tempest in Glass 2nd edition comes out in about 2 weeks. And I wanted to share something, a little bit of a personal note here before I kick into some of the details about the book again. I wrote The Tempest in Glass because I had something inside of me, deep inside of me, that was so big, I couldn't keep it inside. I had to get it out. I had to confront it. I had to deal with it. It was some very painful stuff. And so the way I confronted it was to write a story about it. And the 4.5-year journey that it took me to write The Tempest in Glass was transformative for me. I wanted to share this journey with everybody. That's why I wrote it down. Because I think thematically there is a lot of things in the book that are commonalities with many people. So what I'm getting at is, sometimes little videos like this or social media posts might come across as self-serving. And it's really just the opposite. I personally loathe self-promotion, but if I don't promote it, nobody's going to know about it. And I want to share it with as many people as I can because the people who have read it so far, almost all of them have been just blown away by it. And I'm just incredibly humbled by that. I don't make any money off the book sales. I've spent more money promoting this book than I'll ever get in sales returns. And that's okay, because that's not why I wrote it. I didn't write it to get rich and famous. I wrote it so that the story could be hopefully shared and enjoyed with as many people as possible. So yeah, July 19th, it'll be available at barnesandnoble.com, or you can order it right from Barnes & Noble itself in the brick and mortar store. Okay, did you know? Well, we all know that on September 11th, 2001, the United States of America got hit with 3 planes from 19 terrorists that hijacked the planes. 2 of those planes hit the World Trade Center in New York City. 1 of them crashed into the Pentagon, and the 4th plane crashed in a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Never reached its target. Why? Well, let me back up a little bit. There were supposed to be 20 hijackers, 5 on each of the 4 planes. Well, the 3 planes that actually reached their target had 5 terrorists, 5 hijackers on board. Well, the one that crashed in Pennsylvania only had 4. Why did that plane, United 93, only have 4 hijackers? Well, guess what? It was thanks to an alert customs and immigration officer named Jose Melendez Perez. Well, when Mohammed Al-Qahtani came up to this immigrations and customs officer, Mr. Perez was very suspicious. This was at the Orlando International Airport. So Perez brought in some other officials and they all questioned this Al-Qahtani guy, and they just said, okay, he's got too much money and we think he might be an illegal immigrant. We're not letting him on the plane. So Mohammed Al-Qahtani was supposed to be the 5th hijacker on United 93. And you know what happened to United 93? Do you remember? The passengers on the plane, they heard what was going on. They knew that the World Trade Center got hit. They knew that the Pentagon got hit. And they said, we're going to jump into action. And they overpowered the terrorists, 4 terrorists. And the terrorists, when they realized that they weren't going to reach their destination, they rolled the plane over and deliberately crashed it into a field in Pennsylvania. I think that is one of the greatest American heroic stories I've ever heard. And the implication is, hey, if that 5th hijacker had gotten on United 93, maybe the passengers wouldn't have been able to overtake him. And then that plane, if it hit its target, most professionals and analysts believe that their target was the White House or the Capitol of the United States in Washington, D.C. So we can be so thankful to Jose Perez, who saw enough red flags that he said, no, I'm not letting this guy on the plane. And why am I telling you this? Because, well, Marvin Fisher is the hero of The Tempest in Glass, and he's an intelligence officer in the intelligence community. Because after 9/11, I became fascinated with all this stuff. I actually went back to college and got several degrees in counterterrorism and in intelligence analysis. I have a Homeland Security certificate, and I graduated with a BA in intelligence studies just because I was so fascinated with all this stuff. So I weave all of that knowledge and all that into the story in many ways. And the story of 9/11 plays a huge role in the backstory of Marvin Fisher. Okay, that was a little windy. Sorry about that. Remember, July 19th is the day. I'll see you next time.